26 जनवरी में मतलब सुबह सुबह उठा के आप समझिए 7 बजे उठा के नहा धो के आपको बकायदा कंघी करके बैठना होता था टीवी के सामने बिकॉज इट यूज्ड टू बी सच अ प्राउड डे फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. वी नो दैट वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग 75 proud years of our independence this year. I somewhere down the line felt that there is a disconnect between the youth and our proud history. So the idea was to go out there, entertain, of course, to inspire, inform and intrigue. और 26 जनवरी को अपने घरों में बैठ के अपने परिवार के साथ बैठ के उम्मीद है कि आप टाइम्स नाउ नवभारत की शो देखेंगे जिसका नाम है कहानी नवभारत की. बहुत ही चाव से, बहुत ही प्रेम से, बहुत ही गर्व से हमने ये शो बनाया है. ये हमारी, आपकी, मेरी, हम सब की कहानी है, हमारा इतिहास है. कहानी नवभारत की, द foremost reason for me to come on board was my emotional attachment to the show and also my own personal ideology because I would want to believe that I'm a patriot. uh, my grandfather and my maternal and paternal, both grandfathers in fact, were freedom fighters in their own right.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. Today I have a very special guest. He's someone who's been consistently breaking stereotypes, choosing the path that is of course not always taken, and he is doing amazing at what he does. The very talented Vikrant Massey joining in today. Hello Vikrant.
Hi Rudrani, hi. Thank you so much for the kind words. Wow.
While making those choices, do you think there were moments where they tried to typecast you or they tried to make you, again, try to fit a mold, which they do to actors, which is a very sad thing?
I think it does happen, and it's in some ways it's a given, at least especially when it comes to my profession in acting. For example, if there is one formula that clicks, people want to replicate it, hoping that it would be as successful as the one before. They tend to do that, but I think it's subconscious. I think everyone tends to do that, but I really don't pay a lot of attention to it. Never have I. In fact, like when I started off with television, over there as well, I tried to sort of do things which were not not practiced generally. And even when I started off with films, I started off as a hero ka dost. You know about this thing, so people tried to typecast me. But I think that happens. That these are the challenges that one really needs to overcome. I have to believe in myself to sort of go out there and speak my mind, say things that I feel like saying through my stories. And I'm kind. In fact, I'm really humbled, really grateful to the audiences for actually not typecasting me. But then people have also been really kind. Once they've realized that I am not particularly comfortable in a particular set bracket, they've also acknowledged the fact that, okay, let's try sort of offering him something new, which they've done from time to time, especially writers and producers.
And here we are stepping into another territory that you haven't done before, which is a docu-series.
Yep.
Now, you are a part of Times Now Navbharat's Kahani Navbharat Ki, but it's a docu-series. We haven't seen something like this before. But why did you choose this platform and Kahani Navbharat Ki to be your first thing again?
Most importantly, I think beginning with the platform, I think associating with Times was a no-brainer because they are one of the largest media networks in the country. When we sort of, and I actually, actors tend to come on board pretty late. We had a very robust research team that worked on the show for nearly 18 to 20 months. So there are so many things. So, associating with Times was a no-brainer, as I said. And when I came on board, I was really sort of turned on. I'm really sorry for the lack of a better word. I was really turned on by the research these guys had done. We know that we are celebrating, 75 proud years of our independence this year. And I somewhere down the line felt that there is a disconnect between the youth and, our proud history. So the idea was to go out there, entertain, of course, to, inspire, inform and intrigue. So all of it fell at the right place for me. I always wanted to go out there, interact with my audiences, in some ways also go back and reconnect with my television audiences. So this was just the right show, the right platform for me to come on board, to reach out to my audiences and share something which we all are really very proud of. There have been so many incredible instances. There are so many incredible anecdotes that I was myself not aware of, until I joined the show. When I came on board and I read about things, when we jammed and discussed about these things, I felt a sense of pride in being an Indian, in being a patriot, in recognizing, the valor and the strength and the sacrifice and the courage of each and every person who's been a part of making India what it is today. And what better moment than celebrating 75 years of your independence, going out there with the largest media network in the country today and sharing your story and hoping to inspire people by the end of it.
I want to know, who are the unsung heroes that you particularly sort of were extremely intrigued to know and to research, to hear about? And also, of course, the fact that these are untold stories, does it even make it more interesting?
It definitely makes it very interesting, when there are unsung heroes or untold stories, and when you chance upon them, you realize, oh my God, this was such a pivotal part in our history. It was such a pivotal part in probably sort of, giving us the life that we're leading today. Whether it was the Green Revolution, whether it was, the economic liberalization, whether it was the formation of, the IITs and the medical schools, giving women their right to vote, and also at the same time, trying to bridge the disparity. It's taken a long while for all of us to achieve these things. So there is not one particular instance for me to sort of sit back and choose which has really sort of got me awestruck, because there have been so many moments as such. And there's a sense of massive pride when I read about this, or whatever little information I have through this show, or whatever little I have read in my life. And so I really cannot zero down on one thing, but yeah, there are so many things which people will see in the show I'm talking about.
हम इंडियंस थोड़े इमोशनल पे हैं, all of us.
बहुत है
और ये बोलना चाहूंगी, ऐसे कुछ मोमेंट्स थे शो में जिसके दौरान जो आप कर रहे थे शो एंड यू वर डूइंग इट, जो आपको वो इमोशनल पार्ट से कनेक्ट करने को मिला, व्हेन यू सॉर्ट ऑफ फेल्ट कि ये मेरे लिए बहुत ही खास है, तो वो मोमेंट आपके लिए कौन सा था?
मेरे ख्याल से जब आप शो देखेंगी तो उसमें हमने आदिवासियों के बारे में बहुत बात की है। कैसे अनफॉर्चुनेटली आज भी जो आदिवासी रिप्रेजेंटेशन मेन स्ट्रीम में है वो बहुत ही मार्जिनलाइज्ड है। आज बहुत सारी चीजें कॉन्वोल्यूटेड भी है, because by the end of it we also realize and recognize that इतिहास जो होता है वो इतिहासकार के कलम पे निर्भर होता है। History is narrated by or probably formulated by the writer. तो बहुत सारी चीजें हमें रिसर्च करनी पड़ी, बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी जो पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं है उनके बारे में, खासतौर पे आदिवासियों के बारे में, या फिर औरतों की रिप्रेजेंटेशन के बारे में मेन स्ट्रीम में, जो उनकी जद्दोजहद रही है, जो उनकी लड़ाई रही है, उसके बारे में जब हम चर्चा कर रहे थे, when we were sort of brainstorming about these things, I probably as you said, Indians emotional है और मैं तो बहुत ज्यादा इमोशनल हूँ, तो मैं थोड़ा सा इमोशनल हो गया था, but by the end of it, I'm really proud about what we've achieved so far, and I hope the audiences enjoy as much as we enjoyed making the show, because there's a massive sense of pride, and yeah, that's about it.
Or for something that you believe in, but आपके काफी सारे ऐसे choices रहे हैं जो आपके personal ideals को reflect करते हैं, चाहे वो as an actor हो, या चाहे वो as an individual हो, आपके लिए वो कितना जरूरी होता है। और यहाँ पे भी I think that was something कि आप relate कर पाए, क्योंकि this is again somewhere where your own personal love for your country, love for the people who are in it could be reflected. Absolutely.
With Kahani Navbharat Ki, the foremost reason for me to come on board was my emotional attachment to the show, and also my own personal ideology, because I would want to believe that I'm a patriot. My grandfather and my maternal and paternal, both grandfathers, in fact, were freedom fighters in their own right. They sort of worked really hard for us to be living as freely as we do today. I personally believe that any creative artist, whether it's a poet, whether it's a writer, actor, any form of storyteller, I think it's their primary responsibility to reflect the times that they're living in, and I've always tried to sort of strike that balance. Whenever I have found the right opportunity to go out there and sort of amalgamate my own personal ideologies with the work that I do, I make sure that I do that. And Kahani Navbharat Ki, is right up there for me. Uh, I'm a proud Indian. I'm a very, very proud Indian. And it's very important, I feel, for the younger generation, as I said, to sort of reconnect with our roots, reconnect with our values, reconnect with what our forefathers have actually done for us to attain what we have today. And get inspired and probably, recognize the fact that, okay, ये पिछले 75 साल हमारे बीत चुके हैं, ठीक है, वो तो वक्त निकल गया है. Ups and downs हर परिवार में, जैसे हमारा देश एक परिवार है
जी.
हर परिवार में जैसे ऊंच नीच होती रहती है, वैसे हमारी लाइफ भी परफेक्ट नहीं रही. बट राइट नाउ, as we are celebrating this milestone event, that we are celebrating 75 years, there is a certain sense of responsibility. There should be a certain sense of responsibility as to what the next 75 years are going to be like. What are we contributing? What are we doing? And these were the reasons why I got associated with this show. And yeah, I'm equally nervous about it though.
जैसे आपने पहले कहा कि reconnecting with your TV audience का एक मौका मिला आपको. Does it make you nostalgic कि आप इतने सालों बाद टेलीविजन में फिर से आ रहे हैं? Of course,
yeah,
format बिल्कुल अलग है. दौर बिल्कुल अलग है.
It feels great to be back on television. And ये जैसे आपने कहा कि फॉर्मेट थोड़ा अलग है, ये एब्सोल्यूट नॉन फिक्शन है, मैं यहाँ पे होस्ट कर रहा हूँ, बट कहीं ना कहीं एक सेंस ऑफ होम कमिंग है. That I'm going to be reconnecting with my television audiences, hopefully. It's a door-to-door medium. It's the largest way to connect with the world. So बहुत सारी चीजें आती हैं television पे. अगर आप, I don't know what can change. I just hope that recognizing the fact that this is the largest, not just an entertainment medium, but a medium to inform people. I think we sort of get a little more responsible with what we put out there, and as to how, because by the end of it, any form of information is something that is influential. It tends to influence people. तो बस उम्मीद ये है कि इस मीडियम का, टेलीविजन की मीडियम का, लोग सही से फायदा उठाएं. एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ साथ एक सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी हो. हमने तो हमारे शो से कोशिश की है, उम्मीद है कि दूसरे लोग भी करें. बट मैं बिल्कुल ये कहना चाहूंगा कि इसकी पूरी जिम्मेदारी कहीं ना कहीं शायद मुझ पे होगी, लेकिन इसका श्रेय मुझे नहीं जाना चाहिए. क्योंकि जो टीम रही है बैक एंड पे, जिन्होंने, जैसे मैंने कहा, लगभग 18-20 महीने उन्होंने रिसर्च की है. बहुत ही रोबस्ट और बहुत ही हाईली क्वालिफाइड टीम है ये. आउट ऑफ अ haystack, they've done their research as such. And the credit for all the information that you'll be seeing, or the historical anecdotes you'll be seeing on the show, the entire credit goes to them. I very strongly feel that people should speak their mind. Maybe one of the reasons why I came on board is because it was like a hand in glove fit, with Times and me coming together, the entire team coming in together. They wanted to go out there, inspire, inform and intrigue people, and I wanted to do that too in some way or the other. होस्ट के जरिए कर पा रहा हूँ इस शो के थ्रू. बहुत खुशी है इस बात की.
मैं चाहती थी आप मुझे टिप्स दे, मैं होस्टिंग इंप्रूव कर पाती. बताइए.
आप बहुत अच्छी होस्ट है, और मैं ऑन रिकॉर्ड ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आपने जैसे कहा कि आपकी आवाज खराब है, इनफैक्ट आई एम अ फैन ऑफ योर वॉइस. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू बिलीव दिस और नॉट.
विक्रांत, यू आर अ वेरी काइंड पर्सन. आप में बहुत एम्पैथी है. आप में दूसरों में सिर्फ अच्छाइयां दिखती है, जिसके लिए मैं बहुत ही ज्यादा खुश हूँ. क्योंकि फिलहाल मेरी वॉइस थोड़ी but
one very interesting thing मेरे को भी अचानक से just sort of sprung up in my head. मैंने क्या सीखा
जी
इस शो के दौरान. मैंने एक ही चीज बहुत ही क्लियरली सीखी है कि आपने एम्पैथी की जो बात की, तो उससे मुझे याद आया कि कंपैशन, एम्पैथी, और कहीं ना कहीं ये बहुत जरूरी है.
जी.
इस शो के दौरान जो इतिहास की चीजें थी, जो हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर्स ही नहीं, चाहे वो ब्यूरोक्रेट्स हों, चाहे वो एक आम सिविलियन क्यों ना हो, जिसने कहीं ना कहीं एक सोसाइटी को या अपने कस्बे को ही सही, अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट को ही सही इंस्पायर किया था, उनकी प्राइमरी क्वालिटी एम्पैथी और कंपैशन थी, which in a lot of ways unfortunately today is lagging. So I was reconnected, to a lot of compassionate, heartfelt individuals and stories that were a part of our foundation, and that is something that is always going to stick with me. And yeah,
मुझे ये जानना है कि ऐसा कौन सा जॉनर है, या ऐसा कौन सी वो चीज है आपने सोचा हुआ कभी कि यार मुझे इस तरह की फिल्म अभी तक नहीं मिली है, इस तरह की सीरीज अभी तक क्यों नहीं मिली है, जो मुझे करना है.
So I am dying to play an out and out antagonist. I am, I kind of treaded that gray territory with Haseen Dilruba. Yeah, but I'm dying to play an out and out antagonist, completely, like, if at all I can say, a completely dark character. I'm really looking forward to that. There are a few interesting scripts coming my way, which sort of are in that area. But let's see. I think it's still too soon to be talking about that.
Thank you, Vikrant. It was
Thank
always
you,
lovely
Rudrani.
chatting with you.
Likewise, it's always lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much. Your warmth and your humility is really infectious. And at least I'll try retaining that after speaking to you for the next couple of days, at least.
I learned so much from you, Vikrant, and I know this is sounding like I'm just saying
it's
it,
mutual.
but you know
it's
that.
mutual. I'm glad.
It's to the people who are about to watch the show. If you had to tell them something, what would you tell them?
सबसे पहले तो मैं सभी को नववर्ष की शुभकामनाएं देना चाहूंगा। उम्मीद ये है कि आप लोग सेफ हैं, और इस बार ओमिक्रॉन आ टपका है, तो प्लीज अपना ध्यान रखें सबसे पहले। और 26 जनवरी को अपने घरों में बैठ के, अपने परिवार के साथ बैठ के, उम्मीद है कि आप टाइम्स नाउ नवभारत की शो देखेंगे, जिसका नाम है कहानी नवभारत की। बहुत ही चाव से, बहुत ही प्रेम से, बहुत ही गर्व से हमने ये शो बनाया है। ये हमारी, आपकी, मेरी, हम सबकी कहानी है, हमारा इतिहास है। और उम्मीद है कि आप इंस्पायर होंगे, आपको प्रेरणा मिलेगी, और कहीं ना कहीं अपने ही छोटे स्तर पे अगर आप कुछ कर पाए, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली अपने देश के हित में ही होता है। तो आई एम होपिंग दैट पीपल आर इंस्पायर्ड, आर इंट्रीग्ड एंड इन्फॉर्म्ड, as I said, by the end of it, and also entertained by the end of it. एंड मेरे लिए तो एक बहुत ही अलग फीलिंग है, क्योंकि मैंने हमेशा बचपन से, हमारे घर में होता था कि 8 बजे सुबह टीवी लग जाता था और वो परेड देखते थे हम बैठ के दूरदर्शन पे। ठीक है, और 26 जनवरी में मतलब सुबह सुबह उठा के, आप समझिए 7 बजे उठा के, नहा धो के आपको बकायदा कंघी करके बैठना होता था टीवी के सामने, बिकॉज इट यूज्ड टू बी सच अ प्राउड डे फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस। फिर पूरी हलवा बन रहा है घर में, श्रीखंड बन रहा है, चने बन रहे हैं, इट वाज लाइक, और ये सेम रूटीन इंडिपेंडेंस डे पे भी फॉलो होता था। फिर उसके बाद 10 बजे तक आप बिल्डिंग में नीचे जाके फ्लैग होइस्ट करते थे। तो नॉस्टैल्जिक वैल्यू है, बट आई एम आल्सो इक्वली प्राउड अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट इन सम वेज आई एम कमिंग आउट द स्टोरी that is what India is, speaks of, the character of this really proud country. And I'm really hoping that people have, another reason to sort of, sit back and enjoy with their families and watch Kahani Navbharat Ki.
I'm sure they will, and we're very excited as well. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Rudrani. Such a pleasure talking to you as always.
Always, lots of love to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Republic Day की बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं
आपको भी.
And thank you once again.